Patrick, home stands and home games for the Canucks are always very interesting to me.
Yes.
And when you see Brock Besser get points, when you see Pettersson score, or Quinn Hughes, people are going to go home happy almost regardless of the results. But some intriguing names that have popped out in this team's good start. Not to get carried away, and I know there's questions around Furland. It was a big signing, but Miller has looked pretty good so far, hasn't he?
Oh, wow. Everything that guy seems to touch right now turns to gold. He's a great hockey player. We knew coming in that, he came with a reputation as a smart player. You could, just see with his stats, a guy that gets more assists than goals and still scores goals. That this is a guy that does lots of things well, sees the ice well. Obviously, he's an effective man on face-offs. He's just been a great addition to that lineup. And, of course, putting him with Pettersson and Besser means that we have a fantastic nickname for the line, the Lotto line, the 649
saw
line.
that crop up, yeah.
Yeah, he's been a great addition, absolutely. I mean, the price obviously is going to be a discussion for another day. That's still going to be
no. Let's make it a discussion for today,
Sure.
because Canuck fans through this downturn have been so unbelievably wedded to draft picks.
Yes.
But this is an example where whether you're a Benning bro or one of the bitter bros, if you look at Jim Benning, you have to give up assets to get them back. And no matter how much people want to force it, you're not getting a first-round pick for Nikolai Goldobin. So you give up your own first-round pick and you bring in a guy who can be an impact player. This is the way it's supposed to work. Should we give the GM credit here?
I think the issue that remains was that they didn't necessarily have to make the move right there. If they waited a few days, they don't necessarily have to pay the price. Nobody else paid a price that was similar. So that's the thing. And
we don't know that. Someone else, the Tampa was in a crunch. I know we like to play that game.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I think this market or the team is at a point where you don't have to absolutely covet every single draft pick. If you want to accelerate that and bring players like Miller in who can fit in well with guys like Pettersson now.
Fair enough. I think the point
there's
is
a price to be paid.
The point is at the end of the day that this is a team that has done well drafting in the first round, and so Miller is going to be helpful this year, and we'll see where they go. I mean, at the end of the day, they may get saved by the fact that, hey, they would get in a couple rounds in the playoffs, and that's kind of where they want to be, and they're that much closer to being the team they want to be next year. But I think, to get back to the original point, Miller has been a great addition, and the price at the time seems steep. Maybe he'll make up for it.
So, do you foresee much roster movement this year? Do you see Jim Benning being active in the trade market right up until the trade deadline, or is it more like this is what we are and we'll see where the year,
I think
where
this
the
is
season
the group
goes?
for the most part. Obviously, there's a $6 million question mark sitting off the side. I mean, Louis Eriksson hasn't played since the first game of the year. We'll see how that scenario plays out. But other than that, the defense is playing well. There's no clear need to add someone at this point. I think there was some noise. Maybe they were looking at perhaps moving Troy Stetcher, but I don't think that's going to happen for now. They, obviously Stetcher's playing well. Each unit is playing well. Travis Green mentioned to me the other day how much he likes the fact that he's actually got some flexibility in his pairings. He doesn't, he likes the pairings, but he's not worried if he has to mix and match a little bit. And at forward, they'd love to, I'm sure would always love to add another center. A guy that's clearly going to be influenced on the third line. They'd love Adam Gaudette to develop in that player. They'd love Brandon Sutter to spend a whole season healthy and essentially be the kind of player that they've dreamed of that he might be, even though I'm not sure he ever was going to be that guy. But I think for now, this is pretty much the roster that's going to be. I don't imagine there's going to be any changes coming anytime soon.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Patrick. Ben Kuzma's on the current road trip. Read Patrick's stuff. Go to his Instagram, Patty J on the road. See his travails during the NHL season. And please subscribe and download our White Towel podcast.